They come in different colors, shapes, and sizes. They're even allowing you to do what you're doing right now, which is seeing me. So I hope I look okay. Our eyes are one of the most vital yet remarkable organs in the human body. According to the CDC, approximately 14 million people aged 12 and higher are actually classified as visually impaired, which means they have to either wear corrective lenses, glasses, or could be even blind. Thankfully, although I don't wear any corrective lenses, I've never come to find out how important our eye is and the functions of it in order for us to see these different color shapes and sizes. Today I'd like to introduce to you some of the most crucial parts of the eye, which is the cornea, the retina, and the lenses. These parts of the eyes are like a family. They got to work together in order to remain functioning properly, and in order for our eye to let us be able to see these different shapes, colors, and sizes. But first I want to start off with the cornea. According to Dr. Gary Hiding, the cornea actually is made up of 5 different layers. So at first we have the cornea, and this is the image here of the cornea, and as you can see, it's actually transparent. You can see right through it, the shield for it. But the first layer within the cornea is the epithelium. The epithelium is the outermost first shield within the cornea, and its main function is to block any incoming germs or dust. And then we move on to the next shield within the cornea, and it's the Bowman's membrane. The Bowman's membrane, if you've ever poked your eye out, when you poke your eye out, you get swellings in your eye, and basically the Bowman's membrane actually prevents major swellings. And then if we move further to the stroma actually makes up 90% of your cornea. It is the biggest shield block for your eye, so it's the biggest shield within the cornea. If we move on to the next layer here, the disseminants membrane, the disseminants membrane doesn't really have a function until you grow older. Think of it as a pension. As you grow older, the disseminants membrane actually gets thicker and thicker. Therefore, when you're older, it's that extra shielding block for your eye. The final layer within the cornea is the endothelium. The endothelium acts as a pipeline, and it runs water through your eye, keeping it well lubricated. But that's enough of the cornea. Let's move a little bit deeper into the eye and talk about the lens now. The lens, after the cornea sends in the light it gives the light to the lens. The lens then takes that light and then fixes it, corrects it. So think of the lens as a camera lens, how you can focus what you're trying to view, and then it sends out that message off to the retina for the further processing. But according to Dr. McDormand, he also mentions that the lens actually does something very special, which is accommodate. So if you're trying to view something from farther distance, your eye will accommodate for that distance, therefore changing the shape of your eye so that you're able to view whatever it is, that light coming in from further away. If you've noticed somebody of an older age, he wears reading glasses. That's also for closer vision. So not just for further away, but if you're actually trying to read from close and you gotta wear glasses, it's because that accommodation is not working properly within the lens, needing those glasses to be able to view something from a close. But let's move over to the last portion of the eye, the retina. The retina is located in the back of the eye, and it has a lot of neural parts of the eye, very important parts within the eye. According to hyperphysics.edu, the signals are able to be sent to the brain by something called the optic nerve, which is one of the most important nerve. If anything happens to that nerve, you're going to be possibly blind, because there's going to be no message sent to the brain of what you're trying to view. The article on that website, also medhealth.net, states that the retina contains cells called photoreceptors. Basically, the photoreceptors are made up of 2 parts, cones and rods. The rods are actually responsible for like night vision or your peripheral visions. And then the cones are actually for the sensitive part of the retina. They work with like the bright lights. If you're trying to see something very bright, or if you're actually trying to read when you're reading very close and trying to identify specific colors, those are, the cones actually work with that kind of visual. To wrap everything up, the eye is quite small, but it does wonders. It has the cornea to bring in the light, and then it has the lens to focus that light, prepare it, and then sends it off to the retina And basically what the retina does is it gathers that information from the lens, prepares it, whether it's a night vision or peripheral vision, and then it sends it off to the brain as the final message to allow you to see these shapes, colors, and sizes. Thank you.
I have a question. The epithelium.
Yeah.
What happens if bacteria enters it?
So, have you ever gotten a pink eye?
Yeah.
So what happens is when bacteria enters and it goes through all these shields and barriers and it reaches the eye, is actually what causes. There's a specific bacteria that makes it through. It comes to show you how strong bacteria is. So once the bacteria actually makes it through the cornea and then it attacks the eye because it made it through its shields, that's what causes you to get a pink eye.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For people who wear glasses, what's the part that, why do they wear glasses? What is it that's affected?
So it's actually the cornea. So the first layer within our eye is the cornea. That actually is what's affected, is the cause of why people actually need glasses. Because that light is not coming in properly, which is actually why people, younger age or older age, need to wear glasses, because it's not receiving in that light properly. Because it needs to receive that light in first, then gives it over to the lens to fix it, and then sends it off to the retina for the final message. Anybody else? Thank you guys.
Thank you.